Hi Year 8, this is the video that goes with lesson 6 of your film music project where you're making an underscore for the Harry Potter clip. Today's lesson is all about adding extra layers to your music. So the first thing we're going to do is have a look at the video. The section we're going to be looking at today is this section here where you did the chromatic scales, which was from 20 seconds to 40 seconds. I'm just going to play it and I want you to listen out for sounds that are there that weren't in the original track. There are two different sounds in the background of this in addition to those chromatic scales. So here they come now. So those two different sounds, the first one was a harp sound and the second one was more of a bell-like sound, a much higher pitched sound. I'm going to show you today how to put in those harp sounds. So I have, we've got another track down here, and you should have this as well already. If you don't have a track there, you need to use the add track button to get one. And then we're going to press the instrument button to make sure we're on the right instrument. And for this sound, you need to make sure the top one says strings, and the second one says harp, and you need to move your octave up to 5. And we're going to be recording this in the middle of this first bit of your chromatic scale, so I'm going to go there at bar 9. So in order to do this, we're going to need these notes: Z, C, B, and then this one and this one. In the real world, those are the notes of a C chord: C, E, G, C, E. We're going to play them very, very quickly like this. So I'm going to try and record those now, and I'm going to put them here, and I'm also going to put them twice in this section as well. Once about at the top of there, and once about the top of there. So we've got that sound 3 times. There we go. So I'm going to press record. It'll give me a count in, and then I'm just listening to see where it's going to fit in my piece. Here we go. So as you can see from my track here, I've managed to put one there in the middle, which is where it was in the original film. And then I've put 2 extra ones in here, just so we're using the same sound for all 3. If you want to, one of the optional tasks today is to put even more layers in. You could use this track to put some of those bell sounds in the top of that second time, like it is on the original. That's another possibility. I'm going to leave you to work that one out yourself. The second thing I'm going to show you is if we look here at about 1 minute 8. There we go. We hear Dumbledore speak.
I should have known that you would be here.
And although as a film music composer you wouldn't be in charge of adding the speech, it can help to add a bit of atmosphere to what you've been creating. So 1 minute 8 is about here somewhere. There we go, about bar 24, just before that. And we're going to need a new track because we're going to need to record. So I'm going to use the add track button again and choose the voice or mic one. And I need to make sure that my microphone is working. So if I click that microphone there, if I talk to it, I can see it on the screen here. There's little things moving up and down as I speak. What that means is that my microphone is working. If yours isn't working, you'll need to look into the settings of your own computer or laptop, and it's quite possible that the site will have asked permission to use your microphone. Mine's done it before, and that's why you can't tell. So we're going to be recording down here onto this track here that says voice or mic, and the first thing that is said is Dumbledore says, "I should have known that you were here, Professor McGonagall." Okay, so I'm going to try and record that here. It's just on the end of the Harry Potter melody. Here we go. I should have known that you'd be here, Professor McGonagall. Now, as you can hear, I made mistakes in that line. I just forgot what I was saying. Okay, but that shows you how to do it, and it's there. It looks very different because in these tracks we can see the notes that have been played, Whereas in this track, we can see instead the sound that's been recorded. So if we double click this, we don't get the same thing. There are controls here that you can change this. Okay, so at the moment, if I play it back, it's got my voice. Okay, I'm just going to solo that track so we can hear it on its own. But if I pitch shift it, it will be a lower pitch. No, I'll put it up. Okay, so I sound more like a chipmunk. Probably not the way forwards, so I'll put that back down to 0. But I could make it lower if you wanted it to sound possibly more like Dumbledore. Okay, so those controls are there. You're not obliged to use them. Okay. The other thing that's said is Professor McGonagall replies to Professor Dumbledore at 1 minute 24, which is somewhere off the end of my section. Okay, so it's over here, and that's the very, very end of the clip. Other things that you could do. Some of you haven't got the drone in at this point with the chord clusters from the Deluminator, so you could add that in. I put that second track in to make that sound a little bit more atmospheric. You can add all sorts of other things. Remember, it's not trying to make it exactly like the original. You're trying to create the effects. So anything extra that you add in, you can add in rustling sounds, extra percussion, some more bells, more drone parts. Certainly as it carries on over here, on last week's work there was some information about how to put the bass line into this section. So have a go and see how creative you can be.